Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Drunkards and Dragons, a show where we roll some dice, have some drinks, and try not to die to either of those things. Last week, we ended on a very precarious note. After saving the land countless times, facing many different deities, ancient deities, and bringing back the magic of Amira, our heroes had a celebration in their honor where they got to see the reflection of the peace they brought on the land, as well as the ties and alliances they had forged in the process. Unfortunately, the celebration was cut short as somehow a portal to another dimension was opened, and when this portal opened, all of Vanden was frozen entirely. Ingrid, being able to sense it beforehand, just barely saved our heroes before they were also frozen as well. As they went through, all that they found was an icy landscape as well as a huge icy tower in the distance. After defeating the guardians around it, they made their way to the top and discovered a huge white dragon asleep with its hoard entirely encased. And as they fought, they bravely defeated it and just barely got away. Lawless appeared out of nowhere to claim the finishing blow, as well as the essence of the dragon itself, and declared that something was coming, and the next time that they met, if they stood in his way, they would then be enemies instead of allies. And he flew off. And that's where we're at right now.
I want to make a side note that he is never invited to the keep. Like, he's never allowed it now. Because he's a jerk. And apparently we're going to be enemies if we see him again, so...
Only if you stand in his way.
I'm just going to create a, like, not welcomed poster outside of the door with people's faces so they know that they're not welcome.
I would be honored to draw that.
What would you guys like to do?
Take a rest. Well, I'm very concerned about Vanden, and I'd like to go see if the portal is still active and if we can make it back to Vanden to see what kind of state it's in. But I also think that we need to rest.
Well, you're still in basically 0-degree weather. Your hands and face, any exposed bit of flesh is completely numb at this point. It's very cold.
Well, and I would vote for returning to Vanden and hoping that the weather is back to normal.
Can I take some skin off of the dragon?
Can certainly try. Make a nature check.
Alright. See. Not terrible. But we'll see.
Do you have a nature kit? Do you have any way to
I don't have a nature kit.
preserve it at all? Okay, go ahead and do it. I'll just make the DC really high.
22.
It's pretty good. You do manage to get a couple scales off of it. But this dragon's hide is thick, and it is hard.
I would assume so.
It is a miracle that you guys pierced it as many times as you did. And so you're able to get a couple scales off of it, but the magnitude of this creature, it would take a lot of work and a lot more effort to fully descale it or try and grab more mementos off of it.
Okay, so I have 3 white dragon scales now.
Sure.
Victory.
And they're like as big as your hand. Like, they're large.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is huge, so...
Oh boy. Well... I don't suppose you guys want to trek back through the icy tundra and look for the portal, do you?
Is there another way out?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I can make a way out. If you give me some time. Okay.
Not much time.
A couple hours.
But we could potentially make it back to the portal before a couple of hours and save time.
That is true, but I like motion towards all the loot. But we feel safe carrying that around. I mean, this is more gold and gems and shiny new toys as I hold the bow.
Who do you think we're gonna encounter up here?
Well, last time we were out in the wilderness here, we ran into those ice monsters. And then the first sign of any shelter, there was a dragon inside.
It's true. Very well. I'm willing to give you the couple of hours to get us out of here. 'Cause I
Okay.
think the trip trying to find the portal again would be a treacherous one.
Is there anything flammable around?
It's ice.
Gonna make a fire. But I mean, like,
So
there might
not
be.
necessarily flammable, but melting.
I don't know. It's like a treasure hoard. There might be some, like, nice furniture and stuff that I could make a fire out of.
I look at the paintings. Yeah, I look at the paintings like,
I am very cold.
Do I have anything to prevent you from destroying this artwork? This makes me feel bad. Nope!
He has to get it first.
Shit. Do any of you have any ink on you?
No.
No ink.
You're the
Perfect.
ink master.
I do have some ink, but I'm running low.
Would I be able to, like, melt an icicle into my water skins and have water?
You can certainly try. There's not really icicles around this whole place that's ice.
I also don't know how I would create fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it.
Aside from these guys. Well, you're not me.
I can melt some stuff for you. I'm not a dick.
Is the dragon bleeding at
Well,
all?
it sure is.
Now that it's dead?
No.
Interesting.
Did it just freeze?
Hey, would you mind poking that thing and see if you can get some blood to come out? I'm going to need it.
Yeah,
Dragon
I'll try,
blood?
like, where I took the scales off.
The ice itself is, or the blood itself is frozen over, essentially.
Ooh,
As you look at its carcass, whatever blood was oozing out has already frozen.
What if you melt the blood?
Great. Thanks
I
for
mean,
that.
I'll probably
Take the bloody ice cubes
boil
and
it.
melt it.
Maybe.
Alright. I attempt to break off pieces of one of the sapphires that I found.
Break off pieces of it.
Yep. And then crush it into a fine powder.
Do you have, like, a little bowl
sad.
that I could put, like, some of these chips in so I'm not, like, wrestling around with a bag throughout this
Potentially.
entire thing?
Potentially.
Yes, we do have wolves in the house.
How do you intend to break off the sapphire?
Yeah, that's
You just like clink, clink, clink.
that is definitely the question.
That's perfect. Thank you, sir.
This is so stupid. I could do something else too.
What do we have? Don't we have like axes in our basic adventuring gear?
Depends what kits you took.
And can't you use like one of your daggers and just chip away at it?
Anyone got a hammer?
I have an arrow. That's not it. I don't think I have it. What about your shovel? No. Who had the axe that we were digging with?
Sawyer.
No, okay, well, fuck that guy.
Rest his soul, wherever it is.
You can use one of my arrows.
I could, or I could just crush it with my hand.
Wherever it is
I
is
guess
indeed
if you
the
want to try.
phrasing for that.
It's nowhere good.
Do you need like...
What kind of packs do you guys got? Did you write it down?
I got a basic adventuring gear. That's what I wrote down.
Okay.
Adventure gear.
Okay. Which kind of pack? You guys didn't pick
It
one.
would have come with your backgrounds.
Oh.
A basic adventuring gear is just things like bedrolls, and
Alright, here we go.
it's essentially just bedrolls and,
Like basic camping kit.
really basic camping kit.
Alright, first we'll try...
Do you need to use such a nice sapphire? What if I had a lower quality one that you could use?
Oh yes, a lower quality one would work too.
Well,
Wasn't
I
even-
give him one
maybe
of my
with all this
low
newfound
quality
wealth, I will
sapphires.
invest in some more adventuring gear stuff.
Do you have any idea how much this is worth? Because it needs to be worth at least 50 gold.
Nope.
I'd like to try and appraise.
Okay, go ahead and make a. We'll just say do perception.
Oh, I'm really good at that now. Here comes the natural one, chat. Okay.
Oh, nope.
Perception 19.
Nice. This is a lower quality sapphire. It's, I think it's probably lower at least 50 gold. Higher than 50 gold most likely, but it'll suffice.
Alright.
It's a rough cut, and they're.
I need to crush it into a powder, and I don't know how I'm going to do this without just wasting a spell.
I don't know if you're going to be able to.
Alright. I summon Bigby's hand.
Oh boy.
This is so stupid. This is like earlier when I was talking about dimension dooring us into the place, and then, yeah, I just had burning hands. Like, you guys are just randomly going to have a hammer or something.
Oh, I really want that warlock thing where I like
Well, if I had a book, I could tell you what pack I
have a little house like in its own like plane of existence that I can just like walk
You have a
into.
PH for me?
I don't remember when I get that.
Sounds like the magical mansion. That's pretty high level.
Alright, I summon a large, translucent, shimmering hand.
Ooh.
This hand's bigger than us.
Oh my.
Serious?
Just raises up.
And it mimics the actions of one of my hands. So I, with the non-controlling hand, I reach out the sapphire and then I extend my hand so that the hand, I drop it into the hand. And then I use, this is stupid. Is it that one? No, that's, I use grasping hand, which is the grappling hand, to crush the
Okay.
the
Roll
gem.
athletics with its stats.
Let's see. If the target is medium or smaller, you have advantage on the check.
Okay.
Oh my.
And you use your spell modifier to
You do.
make athletics.
Let's see, target. Oh, do I?
Yeah. It's a spell, so. Even if there is no ruling for it, that's what I would say.
It says I use the hand's strength score to resolve the grapple.
Does it have a strength score
It does.
on that page? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
It has a strength score of 26, which is, funnily enough, the total is going to be lower than my spell stuff, but still, it's pretty decent. Alright, it got a 19.
Okay. The huge hand encloses around it, and you hear a slight kind of like crack sound. And when it opens up its hand again, it's in several smaller pieces as well as a little bit of dust.
Jeez. Alright, let's try this again. I like move my palm around and have it move its palm around to like get the pieces to be like all grouped together again.
Okay.
And I get it to just squeeze down on it again.
Okay.
10?
10.
Wait, 12.
You squeeze it harder, and no more pieces come off.
I continue to do so
Okay.
over and over.
I'll say, in the grand scheme of things, it probably takes you over 20 or so minutes of just doing this over and over and resituating
That
the
is
pieces.
longer than the hand
Wow.
lasts. The hand lasts for 1 minute.
Ah.
I watched Varys struggle for all 20 minutes.
Wow.
Summon it more than once.
Not without being stranded here.
Well, it does not look like I get a specific kind of pack for being an Outlander. Doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just have the basic shit.
Alright.
You have like a bedroll and like maybe like a makeshift.
Before
tent.
the hand disappears, I have it. Just
Go ahead and
sit
make
there
like one more check while it's still present. We'll see how long it actually takes.
22.
22. one of the other pieces becomes smaller and you get more dust out of it.
Alright. Before it goes away, thanks, I guess. And I have it go like this so I can cup and get the dust and the rest of the gem in my other hand. And about how much of it is broken into dust?
Maybe like a third of it.
Wow. Great. Hey, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
I need you to, do your absolute best with your, metal fists over there. And, can you grind this up? Your survival depends on it.
Okay. I take it from him.
Alright. And make sure you don't lose the dust or anything.
Okay, so I'm
You have to kind of
attempting
cup it securely as the wind is blowing really harshly,
Yeah.
and so it's already starting to scatter in your hands.
Oh.
Okay then. Do we have any containers? Preferably something along the lines of a water skin.
Yeah, I have an empty water skin.
Hey, could I borrow that? And do you mind if it gets bloody?
I guess I can always buy new ones.
Thanks. Oh, jeez. Okay. What do I have? I got rid of my regular scimitar. Dang it.
You got rid of your regular scimitar?
I did. Well, I had one that we got from the Underdark that I was keeping, but I got rid of it.
Oh, okay.
My Oni armor, I know that it has a thing where it can have a D4 of weapons or whatever. Are those claws or something?
Yeah, you can do an iron with them. They have claws on the gauntlets.
Alright, guys. I roll up one of my sleeves and I cause the claws to go on the
Okay.
one of my hands, and
Ooh.
Alright.
I start to drain blood into the water skin until it's about maybe a quarter full.
Make a constitution check.
Seeing this, I look at him concerned. Next time, you should inform us actually what this entails if you're going to be hurting yourself.
Like I said, I asked if anyone had ink, and no one has ink, so this is...
I don't think you can drain a gallon of blood out of yourself.
No, I'm only going for a quarter of a
Okay.
water skin. I'm not crazy. I don't need that much blood. Constitution?
Yeah.
Not a save, a check?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's better. 16.
Okay. You get woozy and kind of lightheaded, but you manage to do this without passing out.
Oh, wow.
Perhaps when we make it back to town, you can buy some more to eat.
Yeah, it'd be a really good idea for me to... Yeah.
Given that the gyms are already structurally weakened and they were already on the verge, they had cracks in them already, go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage. If you attempt to kind of hold them in.
Remember, don't lose it.
Cool. 21.
21? You do this for about the same amount of time it would take, and it was 20 minutes, as you kind of rub it through your hands over and over again. You get some of it cracked, and so you reposition them, put them back in your hands, start doing it again, and it takes a little while, but you get a little over half of it into dust at that point. There's a couple large chunks left, but...
How you doing?
I am making some progress, and I kind of carefully
Yeah.
show you.
Here, put the dust in here.
I do so.
How much of it you still got left to do?
It's a little over half. I'd say 2/3 of it is dust at this point.
Good boy. I'm just gonna sit over here. I just lay up against the dead dragon.
The good news is your wound almost cauterizes on its own with cold.
Okay. So I continue, try and get the rest.
Just swirling the liquid. Mixing it.
How long's it been?
At this point, without having the proper tools, actually grinding it to a fine dust will not be possible. And so as you try and do this, it just doesn't.
Okay.
All right, how much you got?
I show him.
Yeah.
Are they at least like pebble size?
Yeah.
Well, that'll have to do. Put the rest in here.
Okay, I do.
All right, cool. I like flip the lid over and I just start like bartender like shaking it up. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
All righty then.
Yep.
I walk over to the center of the room, probably where there's the most space, and do you have a marker? Yes. Do it in red because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Last time it was just a bunch of question
Squiggles.
marks, so. And you guys see like specks of blue from the sapphire that was sacrificed.
Oh.
Okay.
As I need ink infused with gemstones. But blood will have to do for now. Alright guys. Gather around.
Are you going to Vamira again?
I gather.
Oh, I'm going back to Vanden.
Okay.
Alright. I say some mumbo jumbo.
Go ahead and
And cast a
roll
spell.
a spell attack.
I'd like to know what that mumbo jumbo is.
I thought I learned the sequence for Vanden.
Did you ever visit it there? Or?
I was told I did.
Okay, that's fine then. I didn't know if we talked about doing it over the break or not.
Yeah. Alright, so a portal appears. Alright, go! And I just like fall through.
Alright.
I lost some blood, okay? Like my legs just didn't work at that time. Also, I'm cold.
Is your whole body through, or just like you just like fell halfway through?
I like stumble forward and just fall through.
Oh, okay. I jump or walk in.
Okay. So everything kind of swirls around you, and that familiar sensation of being pulled through different fabrics of reality momentarily. Suddenly you're pulled through it as you do, and you guys are it's still cold, but it's warmer than it was as you guys appear somewhere in the castle. Still completely frozen over.
Interesting.
Barris, where are we?
Hmm?
Where are we?
How did I land?
I don't know.
On your face.
a dexterity
I
check.
assume.
Just do
I sure
dexterity.
hope I just like step on you when I come.
It's 12?
In a very Varus style, face first.
Just like not even getting up off the ground. I think burn.
I help him up
Oh,
and
thank
ask
you.
my question again.
Yeah, pretty sure that we're in Vanden, unless the entire world is frozen over.
Where exactly in Vanden?
Castle, I'm pretty sure.
I assume this is the part of the castle I haven't actually been in.
No. Out of your party, Varus is probably the only one who's been here.
Can you lead us out?
The room you're in currently, there are several people, scholars wearing different robes and things like that. Some of them are standing up, hunched over a book, still frozen in place. A few of them look like they were in the middle of casting some kind of spell and they're just in that motion.
That's creepy. We should, like, get out of here and, like, start making fires all over the town, but mind the wood.
So where were we? There's like scholars and stuff, so there's like bookshelves and things around.
Mm-hmm.
I walk over to one of the bookshelves and just kind of like look at the books and just kind of, what a waste.
Apparently whatever we did with that dragon didn't resolve the issues here.
Of course not. Remember you said he had nothing to do with that?
So what do we do now?
We make fires. Not your kind of fire. Your kind of fire would probably kill him.
It's probably accurate.
But we probably should use your fire to start
Oh,
fires. Alright, I lead them, to the best of
We
my
have no
knowledge, out of the
kindling.
castle.
Everything's frozen over.
Hmm?
We have no kindling.
In the city, but you can go to the woods.
So this part of the castle, it's more one of the basement areas, and it takes you. You have to break a couple doors down on the way because they're just frozen shut, and so you guys take a few minutes to do strength checks on those just to try and break them through and get them. You see a lot of the soldiers, some of them in mid-walking pose. Some of them, you find a table where apparently a couple of them have been playing a game of cards. One of them about to take a drink and the liquid just barely starting to come out.
That'll be interesting when it thaws.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan?
Didn't I just go over the plan about going to the
You said
woods?
setting fires. Setting fires for what?
Just thaw people out, I suppose. A couple at a time. Probably best to try this on civilians first rather than, the more important people. Don't give me that look.
Who are you to determine who's more important?
Well, I suppose that the king is probably a little more important than the commoners.
Why not try it on, like, a building or something before thawing out a person?
Because I'm pretty sure a building is going to be fine. It's just that people I'm unsure about.
Nope. I think it's too risky to try and thaw people out right now.
Oh, so what do you suggest that we do? Do you have some big magical spell to unfreeze everybody?
No. And I don't think any of us will. We need to find who's responsible for this and take them down.
And just pray that it unfreezes people? What are we supposed to do in the meantime? I mean, if we go and look for this person, these people are defenseless. They're to the nature. It's up to nature. What happens to them? I mean, what if there's a strong windstorm or something and they get knocked over and shatter? You gotta do something right now.
Only prestidigitation worked on living things. I could just use that to warm them up. It's specific to non-living stuff.
I mean, how long do you think it would take to, like, move everyone into different buildings and thaw them out?
Oh, are you going to be the one that tries to break a frozen human from their place in the ground and, like, move them? You could break their legs off if you're not careful.
That is true.
And the fire could just not work.
That's also true, but it's better than, making couple. I don't know, how many people were here? Hundreds?
The
better-
city itself houses a couple 100,000 people.
Oh, it's Jesus, dude. It's better than making 100,000 people in need of chairs with wheels on them.
Has anyone tried to determine if this is like a magical effect yet? Like the actual ice on them? Is it just like regular ice? Are they literally just frozen? We could.
Oh, it had to have been
Unbother?
magic. Like, that crystal exploded.
So then, who's to say that we can do anything at all?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
But I also think that it's a good idea to try and thaw them out first. Just a couple
I
people.
suggest thawing out part of a building to see if it would even work before you potentially damage a human being.
Fine, if that will put your mind at ease, let's go to the woods then.
I go with Ferris to the woods to find firewood
So unfortunately, it's not that simple.
or trees
Um,
of some kind.
So the process of this is, as you guys, Varys leads you guys out of the keep, as he was shown where this was in case you guys ever need to use it. So he leads you out of the keep and through the castle, and then you start getting the familiar parts where you've been before, and leads you through the garden and the fountain entrance and things of that nature. When you guys arrive back into the city, as soon as you leave the castle itself, it immediately gets really cold again, and the wind starts picking up, and you can hear it as you guys begin heading through the town and making your way back through the town square where the festival's at. That portal is still open, and it's still just wind bellowing out of it and cold bellowing out.
Any idea how to close the portal?
I don't know, but I didn't need to bleed and crush that gem. We could have just walked back through the portal. Oh,
Yeah!
I'm sad now.
You're the one talking about bringing out the treasure with us and potentially encountering other ice man and having no shelter and shit.
I stroke my beard, and I look up. It was hot as fuck before this happened, right? And the
Yeah.
sun's still up and shining and everything, and I look around. Is there any puddles or anything? Or any?
No.
That's a bit odd. You see that, Ithlin?
Yes.
I don't know how long we were gone, but I feel like it should have melted a little bit on its own. Perhaps we do need magical assistance. Maybe closing this portal will allow the cold draft to go away, and maybe that will allow the sun to do the work for us.
Any ideas how to do
Well,
that?
Any ideas how to close the magical portal?
Yep.
I have one idea. A spell. But I didn't take that spell, so now we need to go find somebody else who knows the spell.
Oh.
So, that's cool.
Yeah. Let's just walk around. See, just screaming the spell. Like, who knows the spell?
Pretty sure I know of a couple people that could do this, but he's all the way back in Famira. Might have to wait a day before we can go there. Maybe.
Could you teleport us to Amira?
Unfortunately, I'm
Right.
tapped out for the
Ink and shit.
tapped out for the moment.
How long is the trip to Amira?
It's a couple weeks. It's going across the country. Or this continent,
And all
rather.
of the horses are frozen.
Yes.
Patches.
So.
No.
Oh, your horse.
You guys are here, and Vamira is all the way over here.
Yes.
Okay, so what's close to us right now?
The woods.
The woods.
Well, I don't think a tree is gonna solve our problem right now.
It would be nice to be somewhere where it's not,
I take it you guys head outside,
super cold.
and so
Super cool.
something else you guys discover is just walking for a little bit, just to kind of get an idea of it. So, let's say this is Vanden. Not only is it Vanden frozen over, but a large part of the area surrounding Vanden is also completely frozen over.
Does it look like an igloo, or is it just a frozen wasteland?
It's just everything's frozen solid. There are even birds flying midair, just frozen.
Oh.
Wait, they didn't fall?
Yeah. Well, not like in the air flying. I mean, like they're like on the trees and stuff like that, like starting to take off and stuff like that. Like nature itself is frozen.
Can we see like how far the frozen
Just walking outside the gates, you
takes?
can see that much. It'd take you a bit of exploring to find out how far it stretches.
I'd love to keep going.
But to where?
Anywhere
Just
other than
the
here.
woods. You said you could think of a couple of people. If we can't get to Vamira, where? Who else?
Well,
You know there's mages in Bleakwater, right? No.
Well, you know there are mages you guys fought and killed in Bleakwater.
Varys doesn't know of this person in Bleakwater, but someone else would have known.
Yeah.
Someone else.
Who are mages that we've encountered on our journeys?
Pretty much everyone I was thinking of was in Vamira, so we need to get there. But first, I would like to find a place that we can rest. That isn't in the middle of a frozen wasteland, where my testicles are now inside of my body. I wish for them to be free again.
Very well.
Is it cold to anyone else?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's cold to me. More so, actually.
Oh, I just realized this entire time I could be like heating my armor,
That's true.
but I begin to do so.
Okay. You make yourself a little space heater with your armor.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think we should venture forth to figure out exactly at what point
Do you have, like, heat
outside
metal
of
or
the
something?
city.
Is that what you have?
Prestidigitation.
Oh.
I can warm things. Just be non-living. So I can heat up my armor.
Again, with like the whole like burning hands thing, like we could have put a piece of metal on like a building or something, and you could have just started heating it up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't specify, like...
Why do I feel like, even though I'm not the
Okay.
smart one and you are, it's like flipped around all the time.
again.
I can also light torches and small campfires and stuff with it, too. So I can kind of just, like...
Oh, there we go. We didn't even need to have like a fire source. We just needed wood to.
Yeah, I can do it. I can just make it happen.
Just create a bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
Need the actual create bonfire spell. So yes, we just keep walking straight into the frozen north.
Okay, well, I'll leave it up to you guys. How far do you guys walk?
We want to go until we find something that's not frozen.
Yeah, as long as it takes to get out of whatever radius the frozen spell takes up.
Well, so simply knowing the radius is not. You'd have to do probably a couple days of reconnaissance at that point. And simply walking back, you'll be able to see an idea of how far it spreads, but you won't know the exact radius or how much is encompassed in ice or anything like that.
No, it's fine. I'm just saying. We pick one direction and walk until we're out of a frozen wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At least we hope.
But which direction are we heading?
That's up to you guys.
This way. Not
So
sure which way that is,
east.
but
West.
walking towards Daromon.
Okay.
Hopefully that place is not frozen over.
Okay. Are you walking to Darumont or just walking as far as it takes?
We're just walking as far as it takes to get out of like this frozen area and into a place that's not frozen.
There's
Okay.
nothing in Darumont anyway.
That's true. That's
But we're
the
just heading in that direction.
that's the place that Varys doesn't know this, but
So you guys walk for a couple hours and you see the entirety of Vanden, some of these surrounding trees, as well as here, is what's frozen over. So you guys get, say, probably like 10 or so miles away from Vanden, and maybe about to here, which will put you a couple days away from Darumont. But that's the point at which it starts becoming normal again.
Well,
that's
Why
troubling.
don't we, wait, are we up here?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What if we head towards Fallguard?
Why would we want to go to Fallguard?
Isn't that where you're from?
Nope. Not at all.
Oh, okay, well then.
Yeah, you could just totally tell on my face that I'm bullshitting.
Because we know that there's nothing. Okay, I know there's nothing in Darumont. Looks like the next closest place. See, there's not much in Grimglade. So the next, like, largest actual, like, city kind of thing would be Fallguard. Which would be a higher potential of finding someone who knows magic than rinky-dink little villages.
You know, you make a very good point. But do you remember when I said I wanted to get away from the frozen north? Fallguard is probably worse than Vanden currently, but fine. We can go to Fallguard. Maybe somebody knows
You just need to put your big boy pants on and deal with the cold so we can unfreeze.
There might be people there that can help us. Doesn't seem like a bad idea.
To Falgard.
Okay.
I just instantly turn and start walking towards Falgard.
I grab her and pull her the correct way since I know where to go.
So do I. If I've been there,
You've never been there.
To Falgard?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then he pulls me in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm just I thought you said you wanted to go to Falgar.
Not on my list.
So you've been in this mountain before.
I guess so.
You have not been to Falgard itself, but you've been to this mountain before, which I will cover in a second.
Is this where we encountered the orcs?
Yes. So, this mountain way, you guys easily identify the spot where you were led to before, where it became kind of this treacherous. Well, Ethan wasn't there, but you and Alexia, with Elena and Sawyer and Lawless, you identify the path where it would lead you deeper into the mountain itself, rather than just through the mountain. You, having been this way before, can actually lead them through it. So you're able to identify the correct way just simply over the mountain, and there's even path markers and everything. It's snowing up here. It's actually just cold in general because of the altitude. But I would say that it'd take you about 2 or so days with Varys leading you guys over the mountain.
It's better than 2 weeks.
And then there's usually a harbor that you can take a ship to Falgard to.
And I'd say at some point during this, we do take rests within 24-hour period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not dying.
It was afternoon
Pitch up tents and
when
shit.
the festival started. A couple hours passed at that point. Given the time of day, you see it's still light outside, so it's probably mid-afternoon, you assume. It's probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon at this point.
Yeah. Just lead the way.
Alright.
Walking in the front, and I whip out my little shark pipe. Sprinkle some shark bait in there and light it up and just token walk.
Token walk.
Smoke just blowing behind me
so
into your guys' face to enjoy the scent.
It is a uneventful journey. It is pleasant. It is fine for the first day. You guys are able to make camp up there, and although it's cold, you're able to make a fire at this point, as there is actually wood and things like that you can gather and easily make a fire, and so it's a natural resource. It's a natural habitat. It's just cold up here. So the first night passes unless you guys want to do anything.
Oh, I'm fine.
I just put more arrows in my quiver so they can attune.
Okay.
How many arrows you got there? Oh no.
Went down the wrong pipe.
Oh no.
Do you think you could spare some for me?
How many?
I don't know. I don't even have a quiver. Got a spare quiver?
Mm-mm.
Oh, never mind then. No, I wish I had some sort of extra dimensional storing. This bow didn't come with a quiver?
No, it doesn't even have a string.
Stupid.
You can't even use it.
Oh, I can use it.
There's no string.
You don't need a string. The string appears magically.
It's one of the reasons I want that extra dimensional room. That
Oh,
Warlock's
you
good.
weren't here. So amongst the art pieces and money they found, they found a bunch of random magic items too. One of which they found is a huge bow that is not made of wood; it's entirely made of metal, and it weighs about 25 pounds on its own.
Jeez.
The front of it is in the shape of a dragon head, or like a reptilian kind of mouth, and then it spreads to the side to make up the shape of the bow, and its wings that spread out. And it's blue and gold all the way around and everything, and detailed that way. But it doesn't have a string.
Oh, it's like a Quincy bow.
Is that a Bleach reference? Is that what's
Yep.
going on?
Yes.
Sure was.
I don't have anything I can make a quiver with. Never mind. I don't have anything that I want to do.
No?
I'm ready to skip to the next day.
Okay. Your watches, however you divvy them up, are all successful. Nothing attacks you guys. So the next day, you guys, as you're walking through the mountain, you get to the point where you can kind of oversee the area below, and you can start seeing the ships in the harbor and everything, and you see the people working about the docks. And this is not so much a town, so much as it is a harbor. There are some small buildings there, mostly supplies for sea voyages. It's more of a way station than a town at this point. It doesn't even have a name as a result. And so you can see below, and you can see that you're probably a couple hours away, honestly. You're almost there. But everyone go ahead and make perception checks.
I see it. Especially if it's a hearing one. I hear it with my eyes.
I hear it with my eyes. The one I'm looking for. There it is. So you, what'd you get?
28.
20.
15.
20? Okay. Yeah, you all hear it. None of you are surprised when from the snow and behind rocks, people walk out in front of you. What's your guys' formation?
Varys is leading.
In the front.
So, none of you are surprised at all.
Where you guys are
You
at.
heard the crunching of snow and the moving of whatever wood breaking in the snow or being moved when they came out from behind the trees. So they come out, and you can definitely recognize them as northern folk. They're wearing a lot of animal skins. They look pretty dingy, though. But they step forward and well, boys, what we got here? Looks like we got some travelers.
Yes, right you are. Traveling to Fallguard.
Oh, you hear that, boys? Well, if you're traveling to Fallguard, you know all about the toll then, don't you?
Toll, you'll have to remind me.
Oh, for safe passage, I mean. These mountains are treacherous.
Really? You're offering your services as bodyguards?
Something like that. And he kind of takes the axe and slings it over his shoulder.
Oh my. I'll give him like a old like up and down look. Does he appear like pretty like strong and
It's pretty strong, yeah.
oh, interesting goods we have here. So, what's the price of the toll, I guess?
Oh, well, it varies from traveler to traveler. I'd say, for you, fine-dressed folk, give us all your goods and we'll bash your brains in.
All of our goods? That seems a bit much.
I walk forward,
Okay.
laughing. I think we're quite fine managing on our own if you'd like to just step aside and let us through.
I fire an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Wow.
There it goes.
Dang it, I wanted to resolve this with
They're
words.
thugs. Need to be put in their place. Under the mountain.
Wow.
I threw a snowball.
Let's see. How do you hit with
It will be your
Eldritch Blast? Because that's my...
charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
What's your -1?
But my spell attack, the one I have written down, is...
That's for your Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, that's different stuff.
Yeah. So for your Eldritch Knight, it's intelligence, and your proficiency. For Warlock, it's charisma and proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a -1 charisma, or to your charisma. So it's your proficiency -1.
So he's got a lower
it's
chance to hit than a
literally-
level 1 character.
Mm-hmm. So it's just whatever I roll.
Plus some of your proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Be like +4? Because you have 5 proficiency plus your -1.
Alright, so you have a +4 to hit with it, and then you just make an attack roll. It's a ranged spell attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to fire 3 beams.
Oh boy. Okay, so +4 to hit then. 16.
Go hit.
If only I had counterspell. Like, I might actually counterspell this.
Okay. So let's see.
You get 3 attacks, so.
Mm-hmm. But if it's I roll a d10 3 times.
Yeah, if you hit, yeah.
Yeah. Max damage on both.
No.
So there's 20, and then third one. Okay, so 22 damage.
For the first one. So you have 2 more of those if you hit with.
No, that I rolled the 3.
Oh, you have to roll if you see a hit. If you hit all 3 times,
Yes.
it's 3
Mhm.
separate attacks for each. It's an attack for each
Oh.
beam. Yeah.
Oh, I was confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was 110 then.
Okay.
Because both of them were 10, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So roll 2 more times.
Okay. I was confused. Oop. 9.
Don't miss.
9 again. Damn.
So 2 of them they arc over, fly past them, and it actually startles everyone. It's just so unexpected. It's surprising to everyone. The third one, you hit him actually right along the neck in like this jaw area. So then there's this just sizzling skin, like black mark on his face, and he, ugh! You shouldn't have done that. Get him, boys! Everyone, go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, come on! They're just defenseless commoners!
They're trying to rob us. After all that loot we got, you're worried about getting attacked in the other dimension.
25 to 20.
Here we are. Common thugs.
Oh, baby. Single digits.
Ooh. No one 25 to 20.
16. No. No one in there.
Okay, so 20 to 15.
16.
16.
Sarah goes first.
15 to 10.
Wow, You
10 to
got
5.
Ooh.
5, baby.
9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, for being the person that made the first move, I can't believe you were going last.
It's okay, I'm standing behind
He
you.
already made a move.
Alright.
Right, standing behind the squishy spellcaster.
Up until this point, you've been our tank. So
I have.
I have no sympathy for you.
Alright, so these ones maneuver around. Have 2 attacks on Varus, 2 attacks on Alexia. As 2 of them in the back pull out bows and start firing. The other 2 have hand axes. So roll against Alexia. I miss Alexia. Let's hit her the second time. And then Varus, miss. I'm pretty sure I misses here. Yep, I'll miss as well. So you will take 7 points of damage as
My
Nero.
AC is 20 now.
I know.
Okay. I'm doing what?
You take 7 points of damage. This Nero flies through the air. Barely pinpricks you. After that is Alexia.
These guys are just right up on us. Alright. I pull out my snake tongue scimitar and attack number 1.
Okay.
16 to hit.
So hit.
Ooh, 6 damage. And I'll attack him again.
Okay.
Nat 20.
There's a Constitution save you have to make for that weapon.
Oh yeah, 14. Con.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll make it.
Oh.
But natural 20.
Did he make it for the first one or the second one?
First one. Roll damage and see if he's alive first.
5, 8, 13 damage.
Okay. He'll pass it again.
I'll hit him again. 16 to hit.
The hits.
11 damage.
Alright. Okay. 3 quick slashes and he just goes down, bleeding all over the snow.
Oh, deuces.
Anything else?
I back up.
Okay. Ferris, you're up.
Okay. I will step forward, draw just one of my scimitars as the other one is in an extra dimensional space that requires an action to call forth.
You can combine that with movement though.
Yeah, but it's an actual action to call it.
So call it as a free action, like call it, and then as you're stepping forward, draw the other one. It's viable. You can combine them with movement.
Yeah, but it specifically says that it has to be my action to do
Okay.
it. So, don't want to do that. And I will take 2 attacks on this guy.
On which one?
The big one.
The big
Okay.
dumb one. The one I was checking out earlier.
Oh, you're
Why are you
checking him
checking
out,
him
huh?
I was going to purchase his services, okay?
Oh, those kinds of services?
Yes, the kind that involve bodyguarding. So,
Oh, is that what you call it?
yes. Alright, first attack. Oh my god.
Woo.
29.
That definitely is.
Wait,
Are you not
30?
putting on 19 right now?
no, that's
No.
that's
You
another
gotta
thing.
hex it.
6, 11 damage. 12 damage. I keep forgetting about
Okay.
the +1. Alright, second attack. 22.
Yep, that hits him.
7 plus 6, 13.
Alright.
And
easily. He's hardly wearing any armor per se. It's more or less just protective clothing. And so you immediately cut part of it open. He starts bleeding out, and ice begins freezing the wound momentarily.
Just kind of look at him like, well, what did you expect? And
Anything else?
No, I'm done.
Varys, you're up. I mean, sorry, Oakland.
It's like,
I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness on him.
Oh boy.
He has to make a Wisdom saving throw, or he becomes charmed by me.
I was going to do a thing.
What's your check? Your spell DC?
16.
Alright, so I got a natural 18, so you'll pass.
Dang it.
So the crown begins swirling above his head, but then dissipates. Anything else?
No.
Alright, so then go to them. Oh, damn. He goes, get the one that shot me! So the two in the back are going to aim at you.
Shield.
Okay. That's not going to hit you. It's also not going to hit you. And 2 on Varys. It's going to miss. And then... that will hit, actually. Do you want to shield it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, 12 damage.
Who did this to me?
The guy in front of you.
Oh.
He hits you with this huge axe, slams into you. It's not exactly sharp, more it's just blunt damage. It slams into your ribs and actually leaves a mark. It's going to be bruised tomorrow. And he's done. Everyone's done. Alexia, you're up.
is it an action to put my scimitar away and pull out my bow?
No, you can stow a weapon for free or draw a weapon for free. It's technically a free action, so
Okay.
you could drop your scimitar and then pull your bow out.
I'll do that.
Okay.
But I like throw it into the ground so it's like sticking out.
Okay.
Just like to intimidate them. Just like,
Sure.
and then pull out my bow.
Okay.
And I'll aim at number 2.
Okay.
25.
That'll hit.
No, wait. 24, sorry.
That'll hit.
10 damage.
Alright. Flash to the air with precision.
Ooh. Do another one. Oh. 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh. 14 damage.
Alright, he's still up, but he's breathing really heavily.
Net.
Okay, he's definitely dead.
No, you credited that.
20 damage.
Alright. Yeah.
Dope.
He falls over just... Your arrow hits him right between the eyes before he even gets a chance to react, and he just falls over, arrow sticking out of his head, before it returns to your quiver.
Only I get to do that, okay?
Varys, you're up.
I launch magical
Can I
beams.
just
out.
like hang out and pick my scimitar up and put it away now?
That'll be on your next turn.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I look at the guy,
Still for free.
and I would like to try and like do a, like some sort of speech check with this guy.
What do you mean?
Like instead of attacking, I just want to like try and persuade him to just go away.
I should be persuasive or intimidating?
Let you decide based on what I say.
What'd you say?
All right. Would you put your stupid axe away and look around the battlefield? 2 of your people are already gone. That's out of your, like, 5 people that you had total. That's... I can't math, but you get the picture. Surrender and tell your men to stand down. And my bloodthirsty friends here won't try to kill you. And I'll even give you money to go away. Because I don't feel like killing you guys. You guys are clearly outmatched here. Just give up and you can walk away with some gold. And keep your lives as well.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because you offered gold.
They're like, I'm not your stupid cool.
Okay. It's just a 27.
Yeah. He's breathing really heavily and he's just... Stand down, men. He doesn't put his weapon away, but he gets out of his like swinging stance and he goes, "How much are we talking?"
Well, be honest with me. How much money have you made doing this?
We've made a few hundred.
A few hundred gold. I'll give you each 50 gold. And I want you to seriously consider what you're doing with your lives. You know, instead of trying to attack people and losing 2 of your friends today, you could have been our bodyguards, as I was suggesting. But no, you had to try and attack us and be greedy and get things the easy way. Do you know how we got all this stuff? We're legendary adventurers. We have saved the world countless numbers of times. Hell, we killed a dragon a couple hours ago. And we almost died doing that.
Face gets confused. Like, everybody knows dragons don't exist.
I pull out some dragon scales.
Oh, there you go. He took some scales from the dragon.
It's a shiny lizard, that's all. Doesn't prove nothing.
Anyways. You over there, and I point to number 3. Come here. And I reach into my pouch and I start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I give the first 50 to this guy, and then I do the same thing with the others. Get the fuck out of here. And take your friends. Don't just leave them in the snow.
They kind of like look around, they look at you, and he goes, "Well, go on, grab them," and they start dragging their bodies back. And before long, they kind of disappear into the brush.
See, I just wanted to talk to them. Could have hired them. Could have avoided killing those 2 people. But you just had to launch an Eldritch Blast, didn't you? He's like, I know what you did.
I know what you did.
I do that all the time. I spam it.
I didn't kill anyone. I was merely trying to dissuade them.
Right. One of you owes me a drink.
And I walk forward. I'm sure Ethelyn would oblige, and I just keep going.
You heard the lady. Our leader has spoken.
See, if you guys had the group name, you could have declared yourselves right then and there.
It's a work in progress, you know, like near the end of our lifespan we'll come up with a name.
And then all the history books will have to be rewritten. Just like scratched out and put our name there.
Okay.
Where all the history text says the adventurers, and it's like, oh, their name has changed. And all the scholars are like, are you fucking kidding me? We have
finished
we just finished.
This isn't ink. I have to rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just like, well, do it again.
Alright, so you guys continue forward, and like I said, you're a couple hours away. You can see it at that point, and see as you start dipping down the hill, it goes out of sight, and then a few hours later you come through where the gate is, and there's no one guarding it. Like I said, it's just, it has like a sign that says harbor on it, and like that's it. And you guys walk, and on the ocean side there is, you know, a small dock kind of leading through the water, as well as there's a bunch of ships, like 2 or 3 ships, I'd say, maybe not a lot of ships, not nearly as much as Vanden has, but as well as a couple different shacks there. And there's lots of dock workers working about, like, loading things onto the ship and unloading stuff of some other ships, moving boxes and crates around and things like that. And it's cold, like, here. It's summer, or the end of summer, so it's not nearly as cold as it could be, but even where you're at, it's still kind of chilly. You see surrounding the wood on the ocean side, there's, like, ice crystals beginning to form, and some of it's kind of solid.
Well, all that's left is to secure passage on a boat.
Is there like a tavern or anything around?
there's like a shack maybe where people might eat food. It's not a town by any means.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's just a place where people secure work if they want to work on a ship or get a ship to somewhere.
They're salty sea dogs. Where they're gonna get all their liquor.
On the ship?
Damn it. Okay.
Your destination. Alright, I approach one of the dock workers. Excuse me. We're looking to find passage on one of the ships. Who do we need to speak with?
Be the captain up there, young miss.
Thank you. I approach the captain, or ask the captain if I may come aboard and speak with him.
So he's in the middle of giving out orders. Says, carry that over there and make sure that's down and secure. I don't want it just falling off over in the water. And he looks down at you
come
and
on,
he...
guys, we have a folding boat.
That's also true.
Yeah, but do any of us know how to work a boat?
It's time to learn.
I mean, it's just... Well, no, we could have
it
it,
can
like,
be a
really
full
big.
ship.
Yes, it can
We
be a
could
full
hire
ship.
our own... we just steal all the crew members from
No.
everything else. Wow, okay, Varys does want to put the work in. He wants to
I didn't
We have to-
spend money.
We have to do it in tiers, and we have to level up. We start with a canoe, and we go rafting, and then from the canoe we get a dinghy,
You
and
can't
then we
go
go out into the
rafting in a
ocean,
canoe.
or we go to a lake with our dinghy. And then once we get
I refuse to go out into the ocean in a dinghy.
once we learn, port, starboard, I think those are the terms. Then we can go to the ship and hire a crew.
Why can't we just start with a rowboat? Get across.
Anyways,
It's free. You just gotta put in the manual labor. Do it. Row.
Anyways, he sees you
Row.
and he goes, what can I help you with, miss?
My companions and I are looking for a passage to Felgard.
And he kind of like scratches his big gray beard and like you see like lice kind of come out of it. Not lice, but it's just like dandruff kind of come out of it a little bit.
A crab.
Yeah. And he goes, and how many are ya?
3 in total.
If you've got the coin, I've got the ship.
How much coin are we talking?
It'd be 100 per person.
I'll pass that on to my companions and let you know our final decision. I walk off to wherever they are.
I'm at the shack trying to get something to eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be hungry.
Is there only one ship there?
No, there's 3.
I approach the other captains to see.
So there's only one captain. Those are all his
Okay.
ships.
Oh.
He runs the sport.
All right, so one guy. Okay. All right. So I go look for these guys.
Okay.
I'm talking to the person that's like, oh, what do you have? And I'm like, do you have any non-fish? Any non-seafood?
There's a bit of bread you can dip in your fish head soup. I can give you just the bread.
Okay. All right. What kind of fish do you have?
I've got a nice soup going, a nice bass tail in it.
Could I get the soup without the bass tail?
So you just want the fish soup.
Fish soup and some bread.
Takes maybe a couple of minutes and he comes by and slops it down, makes that sound as it does. It's kind of like a grayish kind of color. It's more of a chowder than anything.
Do they have like a tip jar or anything? Or
No.
no?
Just
Is there any type of container nearby that they like a cup or anything? Just let me do my cool finger trick and
Sure.
I do a cool little finger
Just
trick
take
with
the cup you have and just
the coin.
pour it out and put it there.
Start the tip jar.
But I need that cup to drink. I just put a coin on the stamp, like a gold coin. I'm like, yeah, that should do, right? A gold piece.
That's much more than you need.
All right, I don't carry silver on me, unfortunately.
You're one of them nobles.
I wish, but no, I'm just an adventurer.
I walk up and I heard you complaining. I touch the bowl. And then I go to order something.
Right.
I don't say anything.
No, it's fine. I take my
It doesn't taste like fish now.
bowl of fish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
What's it taste like?
Just like regular like stew. Just doesn't taste like fish now.
I'm glad that I didn't. That I ordered that without the fish bits in it.
As you say this, like an eyeball floats to the top.
Oh.
It's clearly full of fish.
I mean, I've eaten weirder things, and there's people do lie sometimes about what they're serving. It's good.
Do you also like a bowl of fish soup?
We'll order it just how they regularly serve it. I don't care.
So yours, it's the same kind of gray, goopy color, but when they give you yours, there's like half of a fish just sticking out of it.
Very good.
The top half or the bottom half?
The bottom half.
So yeah, so you come to find us.
Yeah.
They give you each slabs of bread that makes a sound like a rocket in the table as they put it on. It's just like, there you go.
I heat my bread.
Well, I just like put it in the bowl and let it get soft.
I spoke with the captain. He's willing to give us passage to Felgard for 100 gold pieces each.
Really? What did you have to do to get such a good deal? Did you shoot him in the leg with a arrow?
No.
Arrow to the knee?
I cordially spoke with him.
That's surprising. I didn't know that you were quite capable of that. You're making progress.
I'm a woman of many talents and faces.
Yes. I don't care about any of that. The boat. Did it look sturdy?
It's a boat, and
Weren't
I
you
assume it's
outside?
made out of wood.
I don't care. Is it sturdy looking?
Yes.
This is very important.
Yep.
Very good then.
Which one
Sure.
did he say? And I look towards the boats.
They look like they'll stay afloat, but they don't look nice by any means.
I mean, I've ridden on worse.
There's definitely some holes in like the side of the ship and everything.
I think it'll do the trick.
Do you want to have some of this? It's supposedly fish soup, but it doesn't taste like fish. It tastes much
Sure.
better.
I touched the bowl again.
Oh, damn it.
That's kind of subtly, like when he's handing just kind of... It really tastes like fish now.
I choke it down.
It's real fishy and
Good,
salty.
right? Like, not fishy at all? I imagine it was going to be horrible, but...
What are you talking about, Various? This is the most fishy soup I've ever had.
I can't be the only one that thinks... What? Do you want to give it a try?
I'm eating the same thing you ordered.
You are. Except
Mine's
you,
got half a fish hanging out of
yours
it.
has fish in it, though. I ordered mine without fish.
You got an eyeball.
Reach to take my bowl back. Begin eating it.
It's very fishy.
You didn't touch it again?
No,
No.
it's very
Alright.
fishy.
Oh god, what the fuck happened to it? I like used like whatever utensil they gave me to like mess with the bread. I'm like, was there something in the bread? Is it the bread? Maybe I shouldn't have put this in here. Shit! And I like take the bread out and throw it. Oh god.
She goes, "Hey, that's good food. Don't go wasting it."
Sorry. Do I have? Oh, I don't have mage hand.
I asked for a bowl and some bread.
It's given to you.
I begin to also choke down fish soup.
I flip him a gold coin.
I just like drink it as fast as possible to avoid having to eat it for an extended
It's at
period.
least warm. Is the benefit? It's at least warm.
Yeah. Ugh.
I finish my food and go back to the captain to let him know that we accept his offer.
When do you want to be leaving? I'm actually on my way back to Felgard now, so could leave in a few hours, could leave in the morning. It's your choice.
I'd say sooner the better.
Mm-hmm.
My companions and I will be back in a few hours to head over with you.
Fantastic.
I go and convey.
He
the
immediately changes
information.
his tone again. It's like, don't you fucking drop that!
Sounds like those poor fellas have it rough.
Are there any woods nearby?
No, you're on the edge of this bank where it's just ice and water for a while.
What about like?
You have the
back where
mountains
we-
behind you, and that's about it.
No, like trees or anything on there. Any bushes that could potentially yield berries or anything?
No, and any
Any little creatures?
any woods that you guys had encountered, you passed over by now.
Any birds flying?
Not that you can see.
Okay, well, that's fine. Just fish stew and bread.
Did you take good berry?
No.
Oh.
If I did, I'd probably be eating a berry.
Anyways.
You know, I could flavor that soup whatever flavor you like.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, like you say this as I'm done, like... God. Really?
You only had to ask.
I didn't know that you could do such a thing.
No big deal. Eat what I get. That's how I was raised.
I begin like eating my bread, and it smells like you hear like kind of this wonderful smell wafts towards you, and it smells like cinnamon and fresh fruits and other such things.
You eating cinnamon fruit bread?
He made
It
like a
certainly
picture.
tastes like that.
I don't say anything, but like... Just like this quick passing thought that I'm like... Was like, I should have killed you back in the Underdark.
Oh man.
As you guys begin finishing your food, one of the dock workers comes up and he's got a huge string of fish behind him. He slaps it onto the table and next to you guys. He goes, "I got a new order for you, Laura." And she goes, "I'll get to work on those right away."
Laura.
Laura.
It just smells fishy next to you guys.
I leave.
Do you do
Jack.
smells too?
I can make it smell like whatever I want.
Oh. I like stare at it, expecting him to like, well.
It smells like apple pie now.
Oh god, I hate apple pie, and I get up and walk away.
I just go find an empty spot on the deck or on the dock and look out at the water until it's time to leave.
Alright. So before you, as you guys begin boarding the ship, it stands before you and it's waving gently back and forth in the water. And you can hear it creaking every time it does this. And when you guys come aboard, it kind of creaks with every step you guys make.
I look very like obviously perturbed by this this entire situation I'm in.
Which one of these guys is the captain?
I point at him. The one barking orders.
I don't see any barking. And I walk up to the captain. Hello, captain.
Are you my new deckhand?
No, I'm one of the people that you're ferrying.
Oh. Welcome aboard.
Yes. I was wondering, do you have anywhere for us to stay? Are we sitting on the dock, on the deck?
I got some nice rooms down below. Plenty of room for you.
Perfect. About the fee, did you want that now? Did you want that after we get to...
You can pay me when we get there, but if I don't get my money, I'll be after you.
Great. I suppose I'll just go and find a place to stay then. I assume it's below deck.
Aye.
Alright. Cool. Thanks, Captain, and I walk away.
Okay.
Apparently we can stay somewhere down here. I start
Who are
walking
you
down
talking
the stairs. Nobody, I guess.
The rooms, he said, are available for you. It's just a hammock between two pieces of wood. And there's a barrel next to it to make shift some kind of counter or stand.
Nice. I take my armor off and set it underneath of my hammock.
Okay.
I wait for the captain to do the last boarding call, and then I get on the boat.
It's just you guys. You begin hearing them talking about making way and loose the sail, and you feel the ship slowly start moving forward, and it creaks with like every second while it does so.
Oh.
I go down below and take a hammock. And get in.
Do they have anything to drink around here?
That is the one thing they have lots of.
Oh, good.
As you ask for it, one of the people, they're helping their two other people carry this large, huge crate, and he kind of reaches behind them and pulls up a flask off his belt and goes, "There you go," and he throws it to you.
Thank you. I begin drinking.
I take my armor off and take a nap.
Okay. Yeah. It's a tenuous couple days, but the ship does hold out.
Oh, it's
Awesome.
been a couple days. Oh.
Yeah, before you go to sleep, I see that you're going straight for the old take a nap until we get there strategy then, huh? Do you need me to play you a lullaby?
Nope.
I believe I heard yes. Start playing.
Is there anything near me I can throw at him?
Sure.
Alright, I pick it up and throw it at him.
Okay.
And emphasize, I said no. Let me sleep in peace.
Wow, okay. I only play really good music for people I like, but I guess there's that.
Is it good music though?
It's very good music often.
Yeah, but he started playing and I want to know if he's actually
Make a
playing good
performance check.
music for me.
Oh, wow.
Just a 15.
Is it a natural one, then?
It was a 4.
Oh, okay. It's not bad. It's on tune and everything. It's pleasant. I mean, it's a good taste. Like, it's great.
I like natural sounds better.
Ah. So just start yodeling.
I throw something else at him.
Guess I'll just go to sleep too.
It's like evening, 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. probably.
Oh, never mind. I want to go see what Ithlin's doing.
I've been drinking since we left.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you're maybe like 10 feet away from him. You can smell the cheap ale emanating from him.
Wow,
And
you...
right at the point where he's kind of like tipping it upside down because there's nothing left. He's like, oh.
Oh.
Where was the party? I missed it. I didn't even hear it. Were there any girls?
No. I don't like the ocean.
Don't like the ocean? Why is that?
Isn't it obvious? It's full of horrible, nameless things. Gnashing teeth. Lidless eyes. It's horrible. All of it.
I mean, I know that soup was really bad and everything, but you can't let that one experience ruin the ocean for you.
I began filling the cup again.
Also, and like, isn't it counterproductive to become drunk where your balance isn't quite as good as it usually is when the ship starts, doing this and I wait for the ship to like go and rock. Like, how do I deal with that already? Doesn't this seem like a bad idea? Do you even know how to swim?
I don't wish to remember any of this.
It's okay, we have a dinghy.
Is he like wearing his armor and everything? Like you in full plate, just like drunk off your ass on a ship that's
Yes.
like rocking?
We're gonna fall over and sink.
Where are you getting that, anyways?
There's just like a huge amount of casks on the
Yeah,
side.
there's just like barrels of liquor everywhere.
And he's just letting you have this for free, or are you paying? Like, what's going on here?
We like paid him.
You paid him for a trip, but
Technically,
like,
we haven't paid him yet.
It's
Yeah,
all,
we're
it's all
paying.
included. It's all included.
oh, is it
You
really?
get a place to stay. You get cold rations and all the ale you can drink.
Holy shit!
Been taking advantage.
He starts double fisting it.
Yeah, let's find some of this miracle stuff they call tape, and tapes 240s to your hand. Anyways, you seem a bit lonely out here. Maybe you need a buddy to help drown your sorrows. And a drink until we forget, right?
Yes.
I would like to find a mug or something that I can use to...
It is readily available to you.
I look in the mug. Is it clean at all?
Not as clean as it could be.
It's unsoiled.
Spit shined.
I clean it for you. And it's now magically clean.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you. I walk over to one of the barrels and I do the tap or whatever and fill it up and take a drink.
It's not the best ale you've ever had, but it's cheap and it's plentiful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I'm sure this will taste better after maybe 8 mugs. But, cheers, friend.
You guys do anything else?
Nope. I begin drinking.
Alexia, are you just a shut-in in your hammock?
Yeah. So I'm not actually sleeping, but once Varys leaves, I kind of sit up, like I act like I'm sleeping, and then he leaves, and then I sit up, and I take
Don't touch my loot.
my right bracer off and look at my wrist
Okay.
and try to figure out, kind of play back the tape of what happened recently and try to understand why part of the mark has returned.
Okay. Just something you'll think about. You just recall what Awen said, that bearing the mark does not mean you are by any means chosen. It just means you have the potential. And in doing so, it's a test of your purity. How selfless you are as a person. And you recall how you've taken your role more seriously lately, and you went out of your way to help all these extra people just to ensure they knew they could rely on you.
Mm-hmm. And any words of like leadership or me being the leader that Varys has spoken also kind of rings in my ear of taking more responsibility for the party, maybe,
Okay.
if they get their heads out of their asses.
Oh, I'm the one with my head in my ass. I see.
Okay.
And then I grab Varys' leg.
Oh.
Oh.
And apparently Outlanders have total proficiencies with one musical instrument.
Yeah,
I
but
could be better at playing lute than you are.
I don't think that's possible.
I doubt it.
Yeah. A little jokey joke. I'm not musically inclined.
How long does it take for me to get not quite his level, but like definitely drunk?
It's mostly alcohol, honestly, so it takes you about a glass.
Holy shit. Okay, cool. So immediately after my first class, I'm just like, wow, we need to have like music and a party going on here. Do you want to try this? And I pull out a little shark pipe.
Sure, I try it.
Yeah, it'll help calm you, and you definitely will forget. And I put some shark bait in there and light the thing for him. I'm like, don't puff too hard. Just puff right. I'll be right back. And
It's kind of a rough kind of tobacco that's just like it lingers in your throat a little while you inhale it, and as you exhale it, it kind of feels smoother though, and it's kind of cinnamony at the end.
Sounds pleasant.
So yeah, I go back down to get my loot.
Okay. Are you actually touching it? Okay.
Okay, well, I just get my loot.
So you Alexia pretend to be asleep?
Yep.
She's asleep
At
to
the
me.
At the sounds of footsteps, I just roll back over, pretend to be asleep.
Oh, there you are, beautiful. I knew I misplaced you somewhere. You hear the
Talking to
loot.
loot, right?
Yeah, you hear me pick up the loot. Come on, we got work to do. I mean, I just start like playing it, but it's like.
Good. That wakes me up.
From your fake sleep.
Yep, wakes me up.
Yeah. I go back up. I'm like, all right, I'm back. All right. This one I cooked up last time we were on the boat. And I start like playing pirate jingles.
Okay.
I follow him up. Like, I give him enough space that he doesn't notice that I'm going up, and I grab a small cup.
There's only one size.
Okay, fine. I grab a cup of booze that I slowly sip as I, like, stand in the corner just observing these two.
Playing your pirate jingle actually causes the crew to launch into sea shanties.
Oh,
Awesome.
yes! This is what I wanted.
Go ahead and make a performance check.
Oh yeah. Please be good.
Oh, everyone's
Yes.
drunk. It doesn't even matter.
27.
It's fantastic.
I found the secret. I need to be drunk.
Not only does it sound great, but they follow your lead perfectly. They seamlessly blend into the music as well. And even the captain steps out of his cabin for a bit and joins in.
Is it like one of those things where like he just bursts the door open, like comes out like looking really mad and upset, and we're all just like, and then he just like
Yeah,
goes.
exactly. He has
Joins
he
joins
just
right
somehow
where
has
they
a
stop.
beautiful like singing voice.
Yeah.
We're all just like, oh.
I was gonna get to that, but you beat me to it.
That's perfect.
Would you guys like to do anything else?
Nope. I have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish.
I would like to not get drunk. Just little sips here and there, and then I eventually leave.
Okay. You can all have a point of inspiration for the pirate ship just bursting into life or into song.
Making sure you guys don't die.
Is there anything else you'd like to do in the few days travel, or?
No, just a repeat of what just happened.
They are more than willing to drink every day with you, as well as party with you every night.
That's awesome.
And by the end, there, Virus, you and your mates.
What's the captain's name? As I assume I
Duskin.
learned it. Captain what?
Duskin.
Duskin.
Yeah.
All right.
Doscan. You and your mates are all right.
And you and your mates are more than all right.
If you ever need to make your way across the ocean, you come back to me.
I'll keep that in mind. It'll definitely be my first choice.
Alright, so we gather our stuff, thank the captain, and be on our way. I give him money.
Yeah, so if there's nothing else, so You guys pay him, and so for the first few days, you're just surrounded by ice, and the water itself isn't frozen, but there's still large chunks of ice just on the surface. You're definitely heading the colder territory in general. This is just a colder climate. Heading the further north you head, the colder it gets.
As long as we're not on the Titanic, I think we're fine.
After the first 2 days of travel, about halfway through the third day, you see these huge black spires in the distance, and you can't make out any shape or any detail of them at all. But you just see these huge buildings, and it's a different architecture you've ever seen before, just from the way they're styled and the way they're built and up and everything. And as you guys head further and further, they're more like these old Victorian-style London buildings, kind of upward spires and stacked floors and things like that, and more windows on them than any building needs, but it's just the architectural style as you approach. The whole place is covered in snow. You stepped out of winter into the Underdark, came back and it was summer, and then walked back into winter, seemingly. But you guys arrive in Fallguard.
Before we depart the ship, I want to ask the captain when he's heading back to where we came from.
I'll be here a few days. I usually make my way around. The good thing about my port is I'm the only one who does it, so business is fair. I brought some goods from Verindrin, and now I'll be bringing them back.
Then perhaps we'll see you again in a few days.
Just call upon me should you need me. You guys are alright. He gives each you like the hearty grab on the shoulder. And he goes, you need to loosen up.
Yes.
Thank you, Captain.
I'll make a fisherman and a seaman out of you yet.
Oh. I kind of shudder.
What? Cool. Yeah, this is where I grew up.
You lied to me?
Well, some people would argue that I never grew up, and I'm inclined to agree with them.
Well, Varys, where should we start?
See that building over there? And I point towards a building that looks very nice. Looks like it could be either a library or a museum. Definitely a hub of the intellectuals. You probably wouldn't like it there, but you would.
Wow. Are you saying I'm not an intellectual?
I'm saying you're more into the shoot things in the face. Very, very well, I might add.
See, I tried talking them down, okay? Ithlin launched the first attack.
It is true.
Yeah. Hold your judgments for someone else.
Anywho, I would definitely try there. That is definitely the place you want to go if you want to look for the people that do weird things. And by weird, I mean, magical.
Very well. I head towards that building.
Right. So yeah, you just want to follow this path, go to the left once you get to the fork in the road, and you go around, and then...
Why are you not coming with me?
Oh,
Do you have other business?
if you would excuse me, I have a personal matter to attend to.
Very well.
Also, if you can't get in, just go to that tavern over there. It's called the Drunken Wizard.
I try to remember his directions on how to get to the library/museum, whatever it is.
Okay.
Alright, guys. Yeah, so if you can't get in, wait for me at the tavern, but I will go there and look for you, so...
Look for yous.
Later, and I go the opposite direction.
I'm not sure what he's up to.
Snow's beginning to pile on you guys as you stand there.
Could always try and follow me.
I mean, not with Ithlin, I could.
Not with it. That's funny.
You know this to be true.
I walk off because I'm intrigued by
The intellectual.
what you've just described. So I pay no heed to the fact that you're obviously up to something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm definitely concerned about what he's doing and concerned how he's going to rope us into it. But as Ithlin walks away, I whisper, "Be safe, Ferris," and I walk off.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check.
I'm not there to guide
See if you
you.
can remember Varys' directions.
13.
13. You guys walk around and you're sure you've seen that lamppost several times.
Oh, thanks. Or lost.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone nearby?
There's lots of people walking about. There's horses and everything too. Everyone's kind of traveling through carriages and things like that. Not a lot. It's not like it's a busy street or anything like that. But there's a few of them walking by. There's other people outside wearing the kind of different garb you're used to in general for civilians. But
Okay. I asked the most near to me person,
okay.
Excuse me. We're looking for a library of sorts, or are there any mages in this city that we may be able to speak to? Any scholars by chance?
Well, I'm quite a scholar, and
You are drunk, aren't you?
maybe you and I could write a book.
No thanks. I'm gonna walk away.
Frigid bitch.
Oh, okay. I stop for a minute. And I look back at him with like this look. It's like, the fuck did you just say?
What have I done? I'm gonna murder
And I
the
clench
town.
my fist. And I turn and walk away. Because he's not worth.
Okay.
I look for someone who doesn't appear to be drunk and ask them the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, while they're doing this,
Try to find a city map.
I go to a floral shop.
Okay. See kind of a larger looking man there, and his hair's kind of pulled back, and he's got these thick mutton chops, and he goes, "Oh, what can I do you for?"
I was just wondering if you had a specific type of flower looking for.
Roses, daisy, lilies. What are you looking for?
Lilies, actually. Moon lilies.
Ah, yes. Not many people come looking for those. I got a few though.
I'll take, is 7 or 8 too much to ask?
Not at all.
I'll take 8. Make it a nice
20
even number.
silver.
20. Okay.
One go.
Do you happen to have any, like a vase that I could put these in as well? I'm actually leaving them for somebody at the graveyard.
Oh, and he pulls one off the shelf, and it's really nice.
How much would the total be now?
Consider the gift for the dead.
You're too kind. So, like, is he implying, like, the whole thing?
Just the vase.
Oh, okay, so 20 gold.
The
Or
20
20 silver.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have any silver on me, but a gold piece for your generosity.
I'd be careful with waving that kind of money around here.
Oh, believe me, I know. Thank you, and good day. And I exit the floor shop and begin walking down the road to the graveyard.
Okay. So while you guys are walking around, both of you go ahead and make me dexterity checks.
Oh. 21.
16? That was enough. So, a group of children come running down past you guys, and as they do so, one of them kind of bumps into you and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, miss," and you catch him with his hand in your purse. And you're quick enough, you kind of grab him, and his eyes get really wide, and he goes, oh. Guards, help! This woman's assaulting me!
Oh god! What the fuck?
Is it just like a little human boy? That's...
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna get thrown into jail.
I release him.
Yeah, he runs off.
Did you get anything?
No, you caught him in time.
But... Do I see any guards?
They do start approaching you as he runs off, and he goes, "What's all this then?"
I do believe I caught him trying to rob me.
Street games are getting more bold, I'm afraid. Sorry, you're not from here, I can tell by your accent.
No, I'm not. I'm from Vanden.
What brings you across the sea?
Well, my companions and I are looking to speak with some mages or scholars in regards to some concerns we have in the state in which Vanden is in.
Smooth.
Right, and you need magic for that. Why?
I don't know if you'll believe this. It does seem a bit far-fetched, I must admit. But during a recent festival, Vanden and its surrounding areas were frozen by some magical spell.
He has like the most quizzical, like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" kind of look ever, and he goes, "Look, don't be spouting that shit around here, alright? All this talk of hocus pocus, it's not good for the city."
Well, if you can just point me to a library or some scholars, I won't speak about it again.
Right down that road is where we keep all the old stuff. You know, for you weirdos who like dusty things.
So fucking rude. Thank you, Neviv.
Do you hear him mutter under his breath? Fucking halfies.
There it is. There's the racism I miss.
Just keep going.
Ethan, do you react at all?
No.
Clearly deep in thought.
Does he say anything about seeing a fool?
No?
A fool? Is that what
A
you...
fully.
Oh.
If we're halfies, he's a fool.
A full halfie? So this huge building, it's got stained glass windows on it, and it goes up at least 2 or 3 stories. You can tell just from looking outside. It's beautiful stained glass there, just multiple colors and everything like that.
I approach the door.
Okay.
Is there a welcome sign? Can I just walk in?
There's no sign. You try the door.
Okay.
You try the door and it opens, and
I peek my head in. Because if I get yelled at, I just want to run away.
there's a couple other people in there already, and they're just kind of looking around, and there's all these different displays set up of suits of armor that look kind of way out of style, weapons that don't make quite as much sense. Their blades are shaped differently, or they kind of have like a hook on the end of it, and then like another hook on the other side. It's just these weird jagged weapons that don't really make any sense. Lots of different displays like that. There are these paintings of just different colors of elves and things like that, just kind of all gathering together and celebrating different there's a moon cycle and a sun cycle, and there's the dust cycle in between. You can tell they're elves because the ears are extremely exaggerated. There are these old stones that, just from looking from where you're at in the building, at the beginning of the building, you see like a lot of the words have been worn away, but there's some letters on them still. You're in a museum of some kind.
Do I recognize anything, or can I read anything?
Not from here, no.
Okay. I'd like to find someone who looks like they work there.
Okay. You see a couple of those kids you saw before in here, and this one woman goes up and goes, "I've told you not to touch that. Where are your parents?" And they kind of just like laugh at her and like knock something over and then run past you guys.
Little bastards. I tripped one. I don't.
Okay.
I really wish I did. Is it the same kid, or just like a couple?
You saw a couple of the kids you saw before.
Okay, but not the same.
Not
kid
the same
who's
kid,
trying
no.
to pickpocket me. Okay.
No.
Because he'd be eating floor.
Maybe.
So aggressive.
Hey man, he's a little shit.
Anyway, she picks up the stone structure thing that he knocked over, and she goes,
I help her with it.
"Oh, thank you."
Of course. Do you have a minute?
I suppose, yes.
Do you have any magical artifacts that could reverse cold magic?
I'm sorry, is that a serious question?
Yes.
I'm afraid what we have is this. If you've come looking for magic, you're in the wrong place. If you have a love for history, though, this is where you'd want to be.
Would you be able to show me around to display specifically of the elven race and culture?
So, well, there's this piece over here. This separates, this depicts the split between the races and how the sub races began. She points to the display next to it, and underneath, seemingly underneath, there are these, there's this huge spider depiction, and then elves that are black.
Drow.
And so originally elves were much different, but due to a split in the deities, what we call drow were cursed to live underground, and these are the various moon elves, sun elves, elves in general.
Do I recognize one as like what could potentially be the type of elf the lady from the festival was? That was like dancing.
The sun elves part side is kind of a tanner elf.
Okay. I make a mental note.
Okay.
It might be a sun elf.
Okay.
I completely forgot about her.
Ithlin didn't forget.
He'll never forget. He's like Pepperidge Farms.
Iflin's in love.
She was a total babe, so...
Oh my god. She's evil! You don't even care. You don't like the humans anymore.
He likes the bad girls. He thinks he can change them.
No, they can stay how they are. I'm alright with it.
So if you're interested in
boy.
elves, here's some of their earlier pieces, and takes you over, and some of the armor, it's way over decorated. Like, it's got way too much flourish on it, way too much detail. Like, it looks more like art than something you'd actually wear in the battle.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, some of the older elves, I believe, may have been fashion over function. And she looks at you and goes, "Not that I mean that in a bad way."
Has she not noticed that I'm a halfie?
She doesn't really consider you an elf per se, though.
Ooh.
But she sees a full elf, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, not that I meant it in a bad way." She kind of like presses up her glasses and like nervously like,
Do you have... Are these all of the elven displays you have?
"Well, just a few weapons and things of that, but yes."
Where might we go? Is there a library in the city if we wanted to do some research?
Oh, well, you're here, actually. We have several rare volumes from across the world, even.
Anything specifically about magic or sun elves?
I haven't really read all of them personally.
Could you show me to them?
Of course, and she leads you upstairs to the second floor, and around here, as well as there's other displays, and there's like rubble, like a pile of rubble, and then like some wood on top of it. And she goes, "Oh, that used to be a construct. Early Goliaths built that."
Are there any like runes or anything on it?
Yeah.
I go up and examine it. I'm intrigued by it.
It is the closest way to describe it is it's basically a version of our like what address do you live at, essentially. It's got things that say like bear, moon, star on it or something like that. It just seems to mark like this is where someone lived.
Interesting.
Says unfortunately they weren't really good at building things and it collapsed, but I suppose that's why they're nomadic now.
Perhaps. Have you reached the books?
No. Look at you. So what do you want to do?
Oh,
Yeah.
have I arrived at the graveyard
Yeah,
yet?
at this point, you know where it's at.
Oh, yes. It's the fourth row. On the right. Yes, so I... walking along, looking at some of the gravestones, and then I get to the one that I'm familiar with. It's a little tiny plaque. Couldn't afford much back then. I wipe away the snow so that I can see, and It's been a while since I've come back to do this. I want to say it was like almost a year ago, but so much has happened since then. A lot of important things. Well, for starters, I got you these. I put the little base of moon lilies down. Yeah, I remember they were your favorite. I got to meet my father, funnily enough. Didn't get to know him very well, though. He's dead now. Maybe wherever you are, and maybe he's there with you. Hopefully you managed to reconcile with him and talk about things. It's a bit lonely now, having met another parent, losing them so soon. But I've been traveling with people, and we've been doing good things. I actually became a hero. I help people, and I've saved a lot of people, and that's a good thing. And these people I'm traveling with now, they're my family now. They mean the world to me. I finally found purpose in my life, and I just wanted you to know that. And I just realized they probably need me. I gave them the wrong directions to the place they needed to go to. Kind of wanted to fuck with them a little bit. So, I don't know how much longer I'll be in town, but I'll come back to see you when I'm leaving. But I'll see you again, Mom, soon. I get up and I dry the frozen tears.
It's one of those clear moments where it stops snowing briefly, and you can actually see the stars out, and it kind of glistens across the snow already around you, and it feels like a good omen.
Guess you really were here, listening to me. Alright, I go to the museum.
Okay. So she leads you up to the third floor. The second floor has all these different structures that are broken apart and things like that. And if you ask about them, she'll explain like, oh, these are ancient elven structures, and some of them actually look like the ones you discovered when you've the first king you guys fought when you're helping Elena. It looks kind of similar to that. Some of the markings even look similar to the bow you have currently, and then the sheet or the quiver it also carries. Finally, she takes you upstairs, and there's large sections on just races in general. But in the center, there's one book that's kind of like chained off on the outside. It's actually put in glass as well. She goes, well, these are all the books we have. What, you're looking for elves? And she kind of looks through and she takes them in and she's like, this section. She points to a large section of maybe like 10 or so books.
And what's that book there in the center?
That took over 50 years to translate from a bunch of stone tablets that we found. It is very rare, very expensive, and the only one of its kind.
Where were the stone tablets found?
Long before my time. I just know it took a long time to translate. It took many generations and multiple people to put together the right data for it and everything.
I'm sure I could read it. I walk over and kind of start glancing at it.
I'm sure you could, but as you can see, and she kind of taps on the sign that says no touching.
Do you know what the book speaks of?
I've only had the chance to glance at it a couple times. Things about ancient gods and dragons. Nah.
Sounds like a very interesting read, if one were allowed to read. Do you have is it opened?
No, it's closed.
Or just
yeah, it's a
sitting
closed
there?
book, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, okay. Do you know of any section particularly pertaining to magic?
Oh, there's many different sections on different kinds of magic. What school are you looking for?
There it is. Question about magical things, and the fighter's like,
I do not know, but perhaps I'll give a look through and some glances to books here and there and see what I can find.
Okay.
So how does Unseen Servant work? Do I choose where it's summoned?
Yeah. And it can do really minor stuff.
I know that. Okay.
Is
I
he
summon
gonna
it on
flip
the other
through
side of the
book?
glass.
Well, it's not like a huge glass case.
There
at
we
all,
go.
It's just
Oh no, I'm standing there. She doesn't see me doing anything.
maybe.
My Unseen Servant opens the book.
What is the requirements for casting the spell? Is it vocal, somatic?
vocal, somatic, verbal, somatic, and material.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, you cannot stealthily cast that spell as you begin pulling things out of your pocket and rubbing it together and chanting words. She's immediately like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, nothing. Don't mind me.
I would please don't cast magic around such valuable things.
Get us kicked out of another library.
Very well.
I thank her for her time and start scouring the books.
Okay.
I'd like to start with finding more about sun elves.
Okay. All you learn about sun elves is that they live in kind of more humid climates, things like deserts and thick jungles. They live somewhere where there's a lot of sun. It's a lot hotter.
Would I know this sort of thing already?
I don't know. Have you met a sun elf?
I mean, I am a full-blown elf.
Yeah.
How long have you been alive?
A long time.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, there we go.
I'll say go ahead and make an intelligence check.
14.
You think you remember meeting a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Not encounters that stuck with you, but...
But I mean, like, I'd know where they live, where they came
Yeah,
from.
you've seen a few, particularly in the desert in Celios, where you first met everyone here.
After she's wasted all of her time, like, doing all of this, I kind of offhandedly, like, mention this to her.
Like specifically mentioning Celios?
Yeah, and, like, sun elves and kind of just, like, random things about them and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you know of any of the kind of magic they could potentially wield?
Well, nothing so much specific to them as a race, as elves are very inherently magical as a race. I can't say that they would be any more receptive to ice magic, seeing as they hail from a much warmer climate.
What about any other kind of race? Any race you know of that has an affinity for ice magic?
Well, I would think you should be asking Varys such a thing, seeing as his home is in such a dreadful place.
I look through the books for information specifically on ice magic or magical races.
Okay. None of those two things do not coincide at all from what you find. You start reading through a couple books on evocation, and you start reading about summoning ice magic and using it in a destructive way. And you start fact-checking out like other species and looking through elves. It's like, they're all pretty much capable of using this kind of magic.
Well, so far the only potential lead we have is trying to find a sun elf who did this to Vanden, who for some reason chooses to use ice magic.
I ask if they have any tomes or books or literature or anything in like dead languages, things of that nature.
Yeah. She takes you to a much smaller section. There's about 5 or so books here, but they, celestial, infernal, draconic.
Very good.
There's a few in Sylvan. Stuff that not really people spend a lot of time seeking out, but
That's exactly the kind of stuff I want.
it just talks about where this language comes from and the kind of races that speak it. Infernal's usually a devil or a demon would speak this, but tieflings have also inherited it. Draconic is the universal language of dragonkin and dragons in general, although no one's ever seen a dragon before. You do recall, though, seeing a large tooth as one of the displays down there earlier. And Sylvan being the nature, or the language of nature, and where that comes from. And in the Feywilds, and there are some who can speak it and kind of draw upon nature themselves to help it. Those who speak Celestial usually have some kind of deity or holier calling. And it talks about the different angels and archangels and patrons of that nature.
Did any of the books give specific ancient cities of the elves where different races lived, or is it just the kind of climate that they prefer?
It's just a biography on different races, pretty much. The most interesting thing you find about ancient cultures is it talks about just how the different races of elves supposedly came to be. and that one of the gods had created them, and they used to be ever changing. As a matter of fact, they used to be elemental as a form to just a solid kind of elf, and then eventually they were all tricked and deceived, and the name of this just the Spider Queen in general comes out, speaks about grabbing a large number of them and cursing them along with her and forcing them into the depths. And it talks about how from that the different elves came about from the blood of the deity that had fought another god. I can't remember the name, so I'd be specific, but...
Is there a world map?
No.
Is there a map of... Where's Celios? Is that west of Vanden?
You guys have this map in your possession. It is pretty much as far south as you can get.
Do they happen to have a map of, like, the southern areas? Can't think of anything else I ever did.
After a while, as you guys look through, she starts saying, like, well, the library or the museum's closing, so I hope it was helpful, but I'm gonna have to start cleaning up.
Yes. Thank you for your time.
Come back tomorrow, we open bright and early. Yeah, so my name is Chasa, by the way, if you have any questions. Just ask for me, I'm usually here.
Thank you, Chessa.
It's about this time as you guys are heading out the door, Varys appears in front of the building, and just as Chasa's behind you, closing it and locking up and everything.
Shit. Well, looks like I may have took a little too long on my little errand. So, do we have what we need?
Nope.
No. You didn't... Did you meet with any of the spellcasters that were here? Why are you looking at me like that?
You're joking, right? You sent us to a museum.
Yes, it's more than just a museum. This is just one part of the place.
We saw the museum and the library.
Uh-huh. I don't know what I'm going to do with you guys. I can't leave you alone to do one simple thing. Alright.
Whatever. She said we could come back bright and early tomorrow.
Oh, God. Okay. I was hoping that we wouldn't have to stay here that long, but I know a place we can go. Come on.
Regardless, we're stuck here for at least 3 days until we get a ride back.
Hello. Magical teleportation device right here.
I point out my bag of holding. No, wait. I actually think it's in the backpack.
Well,
I
she's
point
got
at the backpack. Unfolding boat.
Uh-huh. Well, you can ride back on your boat if you want. I'll, be unthawing people for like 3 or 4 days waiting for you. So.
Well, I hope your errand was worth staying another day.
Yeah, it was actually.
Let's go find some food, water, and get some rest.
Yeah, come with me. I know a place.
I follow.
Where do you take them?
Follow blindly, don't you?
To the drunken wizard.
No, actually, I take you somewhere else.
To the drunken wizard.
No, I haven't been here in a while, but hopefully the old bastard still lives here. I take him to Uncle Anton's.
It looks just as disheveled on the outside as it did when you were a child. You knock on the door and nobody answers.
Anton? Uncle, are you in there?
There's no answer.
Well, I try to open the door. Is it locked?
You recall he had a pub he frequented.
Mm-hmm.
He has a bit of a drinking problem. There's a good chance it hasn't resolved itself.
Alright. I'm taking you to the pub.
Oh, good.
God. I swear to God, if he's still drinking, you would like him. Alright, I take him to the pub. Is it also the drunken wizard that he frequents?
Ah, it's up to you. It's your backstory.
Yes. It is the drunken wizard.
Okay.
Ah, the drunken wizard.
So the sign out front is a beer stein with a wizard hat on it.
Awesome.
Oh. The memories. Not all of them were good. And by not all, I mean most of them were not good. Well, let's go in, shall we? I go in. And I begin immediately looking for Anton, because I want to get the fuck out of here.
Make a perception check.
I'm really good at those now. Yeah, 25?
Yeah. You spot him immediately at the bar, sloshed off of his mind. He's like, come on, just one more drink. I promise I'll pay you tomorrow. It's like, get out of here, Anton. You've had enough. It's like,
I walk up behind him and I like slap him on the back and I say, "Oh, come on, give my uncle here another drink."
yeah, give
On
his
me.
uncle here a drink. And he's, Varys!
Uncle,
Varys!
uncle, and I like put my hands like this to like
And then,
receive the
he
hug.
hugs you really tight. He reeks of booze.
Oh, just how I'm remembered.
I was, surely you won't deprive me of a drink. My nephew's here. Come on.
You better get him a drink. It's been quite a while since we've seen each other, actually.
He already owes a tab and he's not paid for weeks.
Oh, and what's his tab up to now?
Up to 75 gold.
75 gold. Yeah, get him a drink, and I
Dude, you are gonna get
I front the
robbed.
tab.
And he goes, see? What's family for? Who are your friends? They look, nice.
Oh yes, this fine gentleman here is Ithlin and his wife Alexia.
We are not married. We're not together, period. In that sense.
Right, you want to keep it under locks? I got it.
I don't think you do.
What does Uncle Anton look like?
It's for another matter.
Let's see. I want to make sure I get his skin tone right. Jesus, okay. So, normally the people that live on the sea here are like tall and muscular like those ship people. Only Anton's actually like pretty small for a dude. Like 5'3" small.
Oh wow, it's tiny.
Halfling or dwarf?
He's not that small. He's
He's
still
a
taller than
human.
that.
Yeah.
He's a human. Like he's my human uncle.
Okay.
Notably, he
Fucking
has
life.
like really dark skin for being like in a place that's always snowy. He's like kind of fat. Like he's just like this big like ball, basically. Really dark curly hair, dark eyes, and he's got like these like little spectacles on this huge bulbous like nose,
Gross.
like a beard that looks almost kind of like mutton chops. Mm-hmm.
Even worse.
That is marriage potential. You might be interested.
Ugh.
It's like dark hair, like it's got some gray in it. Like the chops have a little gray as well.
Got some salt and pepper.
Yes, Uncle Anton. He goes, well, if they're not married, I might take a swing at her. You don't mind, do you?
Not at all. I actually
It's not your
wish,
bed, is it?
I wish you luck in your endeavor.
Ugh. Pervy old man.
She's a bit of a fighter, that one though. She doesn't
How
let
old
anyone
is he?
close. It's like mid-40s.
I'm older than him.
You're technically older than him. That's why I said that you guys would be a perfect match.
I'm 53 now. Like, I'm older than him.
If any friend of Varys is a friend of mine. Can we get those drinks already? Come on. And the bartender just rolls his eyes and goes and fills up some mugs. He goes, if you want to get us a table, we'll bring the drinks, don't worry. All these stories to tell you I want to hear. Where you've been, what you've been doing.
Oh, wow. That is quite the tale.
Better get 2 drinks then.
He may drink you dry if you're not careful, Varys.
I mean, he's family. Anywho, so are you still living in that little house?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's not mine technically now. I lost it in a bit of gambling, but I'm gonna win it back. You watch.
I see. Still playing cards, I see.
I'm gonna win one of these days. My hand's coming in.
So you lost the house gambling. Who'd you lose it to, I wonder?
And at that point, you hear the voice that sends chills up your spine. He goes, well, little Vary, is it? Come back to play, eh?
Oh, God, no. I think you have the wrong person.
No, I'd recognize those big dummies anyway.
I want him to have like a really deep voice, like,
Well. It's the best accent I can do.
Alright. I just turn around and I look up at first and then I look shit and I look down.
There's a gnome there.
a gnome. God damn it.
Accompanied by
Edwin's
2
favorite
kind
kind of
of
people.
stocky humans. They look dumb as bricks, but stacked. And as you look down, he goes, that's better. What's little Vary doing back home, eh?
Little very.
I want him to have a deeper voice even more now that I know he's a gnome.
I can't do a deeper voice.
Look, just please, I'm having a family reunion here, sir.
Sir, why are you speaking to this man like he's your superior?
Just please, they don't understand. Don't pay them any mind.
Oh look, a gnome.
Oh god.
You have no idea
Aren't
what you're
you
doing.
adorable?
Oh, too high.
Are you going to introduce me?
Real it is.
The 2 guys next to him immediately start to like lunge at you, and he kind of holds out his hand. He's like, kind of tugs on his collar a little bit. Yeah, Vary, introduce me to your friends.
I don't think I wrote that down. What did we name him? Vino?
Yeah.
This is my old friend Vino.
Old friend, is he?
Yeah. Friend.
Peculiar interaction with
Vino,
friends.
these are my friends, Ithlin and Alexia. She's single, by the way.
Does Uncle Anton say anything at, like, hearing him offer me to...
He's currently
kid too?
trying to fit 7 or so drinks in his arms and also walk to a table he's found. He's currently just trying to,
Is he
like...
walking to the right table?
Yeah, he's found an empty
Oh,
one,
okay.
and he's just like...
I thought we found the table.
He told you to go find the table, and you guys didn't, so he's gonna do it now. So he's trying to carry all the drinks by himself there. And it's just like... Oh, oh. And you see him, like, wobble a little bit. And some of it, like, splashes over a little bit, and he's just like...
I run over to help him in his dire need.
His dire need, as I'm just profusely sweating and shaking.
You said you were friends.
Well,
When
what brings
will
you back to
just stop
town,
being
Barry?
honest with us, Barry?
Read body language.
What coincidence, you're having a family reunion, and I just came to settle my debt with your old uncle here.
Oh, shit.
A debt, you say? Yes, I heard that you won his house from him in a game of cards or something. Gambling?
Oh yeah, I've got that. He also owes me money on top of it.
Money. Oh
Uncle
boy.
Anton.
How much money are we talking about here?
Well, first he tried to sell me his house, and I took his house, and he's racked up a debt of at least 1,000, I'd say.
1,000 gold.
Who am I to tell an old black not to play cards?
I would have hoped he would have stopped after at least 100.
You call me dishonest, Barry?
Not at all. I'm just astounded that he continued to play for so long. Well, I hope he gets that money to you then.
Me too, but you know, seeing you gives me an idea.
Oh. I hope it's a good one. Let's hear it.
You might not know this about your old friend here, but he was quite a flyer back in his day. Didn't get much taller, though.
That's true. I haven't grown for quite some time.
A fighter, you say?
Yeah, I kind of used to be really good at fighting in the gladiator pits.
Oh, really?
Don't say it quietly. Used to be an art form what old Varry did to him. Made quite a bit of money off him, I did.
Yeah, indeed.
See, most people won't bet on a halfie, but I see a halfie and I'll take a chance.
I'm back by now, after helping good old Uncle Anton.
So, this idea of yours, why do we have to bring up
Well,
the past?
I hear there's an up-and-comer in the arenas, and she's making quite a name for herself.
A woman? Those are rare in the arena.
Some northern folk. Tell you what, though, you beat her for me, and make me a bit of coin, and I'll give your old Uncle Antoine back his house. And I'll even wipe his debt clear.
Well, that certainly does sound like a good deal. Sure, when's the fight?
I'm considering just paying him because I don't like gnomes.
Then you have to buy the house back.
Well, then I'd own a house.
If you want to say something, go ahead.
You see me kind of like thinking to myself.
just like look at you and I'm like, don't. Please don't.
Whatever you're about to do, don't do it.
Please don't make it worse. You have no idea.
I don't say anything.
Sure. It'll get my uncle his house back and clear his debts. I'll step in the ring again.
What do you know about this woman?
Just that she's some northern folk. One of them wild ones. You know. Uncouth.
It's just shouldn't be too difficult.
Not sure. Yeah, she's got quite a temper though.
Have you seen her in action?
No?
Well, this is between you and your uncle and Vino, was it?
He swings at you.
Yes. Charm him with your ways.
Nope. This is between you, Uncle Anton, and Vino. Leave me and my ways out of it.
One of his like larger cronies kind of like bends down and he like slaps him on the face and he's like, "Come here!" And he bends down lower and he's like whispering something in his ear and he goes, "Oh, I see. Oh, really? Ah." I hear you were looking at books earlier.
What if I was?
Well, it's no business of mine, really, but if you make me a bit of coin, maybe I can help you out.
How?
Well, you know the big fancy book that they won't let anyone touch?
Yes, I've seen it. I hesitantly bend down towards him. I get a little closer.
He gets like uncomfortable, like where his lips are like brushing your ear, and he goes, "It's a fake. I've got the real one."
That is interesting.
Yeah, you win me a bit of coin. I might be obliged to help you out, you know. You scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours.
What if I just gave you the coin?
That's no fun.
Then how do you suggest I win it?
Old Vera can get you into the arena. They're always taking desperate suiciders.
Yeah, if you'd like her to fight in the arena too, I could probably arrange that.
What is this? Hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah, you know. So, so when did you,
Don't do hand-to-hand, bro.
when did you need me to, do the thing?
I'll make the arrangements. Don't you worry. I'll call upon you when the time is right.
Alright, I think we'll be staying here then.
It's been a pleasure doing business with you guys then. Do you enjoy your stay here?
We'll try. Vino?
And the two guys start walking out the door and open it up for him, and he walks through and they follow him. And then Uncle Anton comes back to you guys. "Well, I miss."
Yeah, like as soon as Vino walks out the door, I'm still looking for a moment, and then oh my fucking God. Hey, you bartender! Yeah, that bottle. Give me the whole thing.
Varus, what kind of piss-poor display was that? I've never seen you act like this before. He's a gnome.
No! Just emphasize that point.
Shut up. Okay.
What is your history?
You got
with
anything
Vino?
that you're like deeply afraid of?
You're afraid of gnomes.
Not just any gnome. That gnome in particular.
Why?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because I'm magically obligated to not ever speak of it. Alright?
So tell us more about these gladiator pits.
Oh, you know. Underground fighting rings. Some of them are above ground, but the one I was in, definitely underground. This is definitely an underground thing. Basically, depending on how much people wager on the fight, it could be a fight till somebody yields, or regrettably, sometimes it's to the death. You never know. But I used to go in every day expecting to die. But I made it out.
Were weapons ever allowed?
Oh, usually it's just whatever you're good at. I was good with small weapons and swords. Other people are more inclined towards the big, heavier weapons. A lot of them are, you know, the big, bulky dopes, like the 2 guards he had with him. Those ones were pretty easy to evade. I never encountered any spellcasters. Mainly it was just melee combatants on melee combatants.
Interesting.
So you and your bow should be just fine as long as you stay out of reach, I suppose.
I don't like the idea of potentially killing someone just to have access to a book that Vino somehow stole from the library or somehow just gave them a replica.
Oh, Vino wouldn't have needed to steal that book. By now, I imagine? He probably runs the show around here.
Who is Vino to this city?
Like I said, magically obligated to not say anything. And I popped the top off of this bottle of like pure alcohol, like whiskey, and I just start going to town.
Do you think Vino's actually residing in your uncle's house? Or
Still
is there
drinking.
somewhere else he's living?
I finished the bottle completely.
Oh god, no roll needed. You're fucking blackout drunk.
Alright, how much was it for the bottle?
You can see where he gets it from. Looks at Anton.
You're definitely family.
Mm-hmm.
Goes, for the night, you owe me his tab, plus the bottles, another 20.
Okay. And, rooms?
Sure.
Alright. You seem kind of familiar. Do you remember me?
Can't say I do.
Oh, come on. You don't remember old Varys?
I don't know.
Well, maybe you remember... Do you remember Celise?
Pretty chick. Come around here often.
Yeah, I'm
After him, usually.
I'm her brat.
Huh.
Yeah, we used to live here for a little while. I stayed in the room a lot. You mind giving me my old room?
It's been remodeled since then, but sure.
Well, it's... You know, it's just... Nostalgia. What's the word? Listen, you're smart, you know.
Nostalgia.
That one.
Anton interrupts. He goes, nostalgia. Yes, I know 12.
Ah, yeah, he said it better. Nostalgia. All right. Oh. How much did you say? Like 200? Here's 200.
He goes, and Anton like leans over as you're pouring out the gold, and he's just like, "That's for me too. It's both of us, covering me as well." Yeah. And he just doesn't say anything as he just shakes his head and scoops the gold into a coffer, and it's like,
How much for a room?
I think...
more than covers it. It's like, you can have the 3 down at the far end.
Very well.
I think... There's more drinks over here.
No more for you, Varys. Go to bed.
Oh no, much more for me.
I slept.
I don't even feel it. I'm so drunk.
So you guys have a night
Oh,
of
you'll be feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
wrestling drinks away from him and Anton. They both, every time they're on that verge of getting sick and they're about to puke, one of them urges the other one on. They're like, come on, just one more. Alright, and they all partake in one more.
Can I just knock them out?
By the end of tonight, or end of the night, they are face down on the table, one in each hand. And every time you try and move one of them, they're like, I'm drinking that! And just...
Wham.
Family reunions.
As you guys kind of contemplate what just happened and what this could mean for you all and what's going to happen, so we will into the next session.
Oh, man.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with us and watching. I've been waiting for that for a couple weeks. Thank you for hanging out with us, and if you have Amazon Prime, don't forget to hit that free sub button. Helps us out, doesn't cost you anything at all. If you're a student, you can get Amazon Prime for free or discounted up to 6 months. So those subscriptions are not renewable though, so you have, or not auto-renewable, you have to do it every month manually, which kind of sucks. But the more we can do to make this product better for you guys, that is the goal. So have a wonderful night and stay nerdy, my friends.
Later, guys.